All right, guys, we got episode 31 of the Weightlifting Scoop here. This is Travis Cooper.
And James Tatum. And we got Tom Sroka in the house.
Yeah, buddy.
What's up, Tom Sroka?
What's up, guys? How you doing?
So, Tom, you were writing some notes about this episode, and I can't help but notice you have very feminine handwriting. Well, I won't say feminine, just it's very good.
It's, yeah, my wife's an English major. She yells at me if I write like a slob, so just kind of...
I'll be the one to say it. It's feminine.
Okay, you can say it's girly. That's okay. I'm not offended, not at all.
All right, so on this feminine handwriting, the next subject is you got quite a few projects going on, huh, Tom?
Yes, I do. Yes, I do.
Tell us a little bit about it. I mean, I hear something about like ebooks and all this other stuff.
So the big one, obviously, you guys have heard is the Strength Agenda. It was a project my wife and I started almost like a year ago. Pretty much just turned out into something that we wanted to have like a central site for recipes and all kinds of nutrition, training, recovery stuff that people can get their hands on. Because I know, like, when I first started training in like strongman, powerlifting, Highland Games, etc., it was really hard to find all that information in one spot. So we figured we put it in one single space, and it's been doing pretty well. And actually, my wife and I are in the process right now of writing an ebook on the nutrition side of it. It's nothing groundbreaking. It's not, any new secret to losing weight or anything like that, but it's just taking all the information, our philosophies, and our thought process behind all the recipes, putting it in one spot, and then at the end, or the thing I think is the most beneficial to it is there's going to be like a 2-week meal plan with like a grocery list and, how to set everything up and, how to go about getting all the stuff together so you have some, edible meals to have at the end of the day.
Yeah, give some people some direction to actually apply something that they read in your book.
Exactly, yeah.
Well, I would say you said this is nothing groundbreaking, no secret way to lose weight. I'd be kind of concerned if you were writing books on how to lose weight. You're a superman.
Exactly.
You're supposed to be gaining some weight.
Exactly. Well, that's the thing is people need to eat. Like people worry too much about eating a little bit here, a little bit there, and this is I'm not like forcing food down anybody's mouth or anything like that, but it's just basic nutritional facts, just shedding a little light on some rumors that you've either heard or have read about somewhere, and just giving the basic information, and then like James said, something at the end to take all that information and apply it to.
Well, I think that's cool that you're going to do the grocery list because, that just makes it so easy. You got the recipes. You tell them exactly how much of each type of meat, how much of what vegetables to get in order to make these recipes for 2 weeks, you said?
Yeah, it's going to be a 2-week meal plan.
I mean, that's a big deal. It makes it super easy.
Yeah, I think that is a really good idea to have the recipe and the list of groceries and stuff. I signed up for this website. I thought it was going to be free. And, I'm the one that cooks. My wife is she has a full-time job, and she pretty much supports me. I'm on my weightlifter salary.
I hear that.
And so I signed up for this thing. I'm like, oh, man, I'm going to make food, and I'm going to make it all good and stuff. And it's like $15 a month to, like, tell you what you need to go get at the grocery store and plan your meals out.
Exactly.
And, you could kind of do that on paper, but, if you get Tom's book, you got it all included in the book.
Exactly. And that's the thing too, is like we'll have some recipes on there that aren't on the website, but honestly the website already has, I think there's over like 50 recipes already. And, I repeat a lot of them just because I like them. I'm a creature of habits. I don't like to try new things, but my wife is always finding new things, and she's like, oh, I got to put this on the website. So it's always being updated. So there's going to never be a shortage of different recipes to try out.
Yeah, good stuff. Yeah, I'm a creature of habit too. I'm cooking the same thing over and over
I
again.
heard about, you cook the same thing at least 3 times a week, so there's nothing wrong with that, James.
5 days a week. Let's be honest.
It's okay.
Yeah, so I'm looking forward to seeing that book.
Cool, thanks. Yeah, it'll be out soon, hopefully.
So what is your favorite recipe on your website, Tom?
Okay, so I don't know how many people have been to Chipotle.
Yeah.
But the rice bowls, the cilantro lime rice that we have, it's the exact same thing you get at Chipotle. And honestly, Beth can make like a big thing of that, and I'll sit there and eat just that for a meal.
Beth is his wife.
Beth is my wife. She's a wonderful cook, and like James, she's supporting the weightlifting dream. But she also has she's got a passion for cooking, so she's always coming up with new recipes. And that was one she found like when we first moved in together. And it's a phenomenal recipe, and it's very easy to make too. I've even actually attempted to make it a couple times.
So a lot of the reason this website kind of came about is because Beth was diagnosed with celiac disease, right?
Yes.
And so pretty much everything, I think everything actually, is gluten-free on your website,
Yes.
which, you know, for those who have a lot of inflammation issues, eating gluten-free can definitely help. Also, so my favorite recipe is the pork butt, the barbecue pork butt.
Yes.
And the main reason why it's my favorite recipe is because I'm lazy when it comes to cooking. I don't like to spend a lot of time.
Yeah.
You basically throw it in a crock pot with a half a thing of barbecue sauce and, you know, some salt, pepper, and water, and it's good to go 8 hours later. I mean, I just throw that on in the morning.
Yeah.
And it's tender, and it tastes, I mean, it's amazing how easy it is to make something taste good.
Yeah, the crock pot is heavily utilized in our house.
Well, do you feed a lot of people at your house too?
I do, yeah. My wife calls it the home for wayward weightlifters. I think everybody on the team except for James and Caleb have stayed with me at some point, except for Trevor. Trevor's with Mike, living with Mike right now, and Becca's got her own place. But everybody else on the team has been at my apartment for some extent of time. So yeah, we are constantly feeding multiple people.
So it's basically like the MDUSA hotel, if you will.
Pretty much right now. Ton of people.
So tell us a little bit about who's staying there right now.
Right now, I have Ryan Clark, who was in the guest room, but I had promised it to Tim Rawlings when he came for his tryout. So Ryan was in the guest room till Tim showed up. Then Ryan went to the couch, and which I have a really comfy couch. It's a real big couch. I've slept on it a couple times, not because I get in trouble or anything like that, just because I get too lazy to go to the bed sometimes.
Yeah.
But then like Ryan started working early in the morning. He was coaching at a CrossFit, so he went and got an air mattress. So we cracked jokes about the fact that there should be a bunk bed put in that guest room right now, because Ryan and Tim are both sharing a little guest room. It's not very big.
Are you sure that they want you sharing this with everyone on the podcast?
That's okay. I've shared more information on the voiceovers.
Well, I heard when Beth was out of town, Tim and you were sharing a bed, or Beth was worried about it.
Tim tried. Tim tried once.
Tim tried, man.
He tried, and I said, Tim, go back there. But no,
it's no shame. He came in and he was straight up, you know.
Tim is a funny guy. You give him a little bit of too much caffeine, and you got to lock him out on the porch for an hour. But other than that, I mean, he's pretty funny. And then you throw Ryan in there too, and Ryan can be a smart aleck too. So their big thing is Seinfeld, though. Like, I'm not the biggest fan of the show Seinfeld. And between Seinfeld and Animal Planet, like, they monopolize my TV for a majority of the day.
Well, if you were over here, you'd be stuck watching Prison Break.
You know, that's okay. I'm fine with that. As long as I get to watch Duck Dynasty every once in a while and my Monday Night Raw, I'm okay.
Well, this is the second time that I've watched Prison Break. I watched that back in the day. Actually, my buddy Jake Rubash told me about it, and I got addicted to it the first time.
Yeah.
And I was sitting there, and I saw it on Netflix again, and I was like, James, you got to check this show out. And obviously, it's addictive, so he's been stuck on it for the past week, and so naturally, I'm on that show again too.
There you go. That's good.
But, you know, with Beth being such a good cook, you got to be firm with these guys because, you know, when they move out, they're not going to have that. So.
Oh, exactly. Well, that's the thing. Yeah, everybody gets used to the cooking, and then they move out, and they're like, "Oh, I forgot." And I'm like, "Well, now I can hand them the ebook and be like, there you go. It's all right there."
Yeah, I hope to get a copy of this ebook.
Oh, you will. Don't you worry, James.
All right, good stuff. So we got all these new people in there, and you've actually kind of adopted them onto your weightlifting platform too.
Yes.
And got to train with them. Tell us a little bit about the training environment with all these the new guys.
I'm not gonna lie, I love it. We have a really good mix in the gym right now with inexperience and experience. You know, we got you and Travis right now pushing for the Pan Ams, getting ready for that. And then I would say you have me, Mike, and Caleb that are, you know, somewhere in the middle. And then you got this whole slew of new guys. You got, you know, and girl. You got Becca and Ryan, Tim. They're over there. Trevor over there. Trevor, the first day he was training with us, he went on my platform. I invited him over. Didn't even think twice about it. And the guy ended up out snatching me. And I was like, holy crap. Like, that was the day he snatched 150. He's a phenomenal snatcher. Very strong. And then Ryan, for as tall and lanky as he is, he moves ridiculously well. And then you got Tim, who's just like really fast through his hips. But I mean, yeah, it's a great environment to have. I love having all these different guys here now.
Yeah, he's got some. They've all got unique traits, and they're all different too, which is kind of neat.
Even Caleb's benefited because actually Caleb was down at the other end of the gym, and then one random day he just came down by us. And I don't know, he might not admit it, but I've noticed since he's been down there by us, I mean, he's been hitting bigger numbers consistently. Snatched at least, 135 the past 3 or 4 training sessions. Has clean and jerked over 180 the last 3 or 4 training sessions. So
yeah, well, I mean, I'm a firm believer. Like, if you're with somebody that's good, you're going to pick up and you're going to start lifting.
Absolutely.
Like, at their level.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that's a good thing. That's why training in a group is so much better. And that's the difference between training on one side of the gym compared to the other, which is crazy.
Well, that's the thing, too, is like we have Matt on the platform right next to me. And so you got Matt, who's a 94/105, Ryan, who's a 94/105, whatever. They keep talking about bouncing around weight classes. They're right around the same numbers. Even Tim's numbers are a little higher than theirs, but still, they're all 3 of them are competitive, so they don't have to be on the same platform. But they all, they'll watch what the other guy lift, and they'll put just that extra little half-kilo plate on there to make sure that they lift more that day. And it's kind of funny to watch because we all used to do the same thing when we first got there.
Yeah, Caleb was kind of down there on the end. He's been doing Smolov, and so on his list, he was down there by himself, and I think he needed these new guys to come down here.
Yeah,
and,
I agree with
it's
that.
helped out. I mean, obviously it helped me out. Trevor came in, snatched 150 that first day, and I think he had the heaviest snatch in the gym that day.
Yeah, I don't think you've snatched under 150 since that happened.
Yeah, then I had a PR. It certainly happened because he was here, so something that James brought some perspective on a couple episodes ago was, or maybe it was even when we visited Attitude Nation and we were on Weightlifting Talk. He said, "There's always somebody who's better than you, and you got to seek those people out and train with them."
Yeah,
and that's what Glenn's done. He's scouted out our tryouts. He's brought kids, not so much kids, but men out here to train with us who have a lot of potential, and they're pushing us. And
we have 2 more still coming, right? Don't we have Morgan and Dean that'll be here like in a week or 2?
Yeah, and that'll be great for Rebecca just because she had Neiman and Elizabeth here.
Yeah,
but there's going to be a little bit of a lag where there's no other girls in the gym, and I know that it's going to be tough.
Being the only girl in there.
Yeah, I know that. But yeah, that'll be great when Morgan moves down here, and she's a freak. I mean, 53, clean jerks over 90. I mean, that's a hell of a lift. She can.
Dean's been posting videos.
Team.
She's been trying 100 a couple times. Dean's been posting those videos on Facebook. I've been seeing those, so I'm really excited to see the 2 of them because Dean's no slouch either in the lifts.
Yeah, I mean, she cleans up that snatch. She might make the world team like immediately, even before she moves out, or within a month of her moving out here.
Exactly.
So, yeah, we got to make sure we get a couple of guys on there so she doesn't show us up.
It's a great atmosphere though. It's really great to have all those people there.
So we ran into some article. I guess was it T Nation?
Mine was from T Nation. I don't know where the dumbbell snatch one's from.
Oh, tell us a little about the one you found on T Nation.
All right. So anybody that writes for T Nation, this is not necessarily a dig. It is confusement, I guess. There was an article put out about doing heavy kettlebell swings, which you guys have either seen the video or have heard Glenn talk about. He's got that 200-pound kettlebell that I've swung from time to time. It's no slouch of a kettlebell. The thing's gigantic.
From time to time, one time?
No, from I did it 10 times one time, and then I did another 10 times another time. Both were on dares. But the basis of the article was...
I seem to think that was a 92-kilo kettlebell.
Yeah.
Was that?
Yeah.
That's a pretty legit kettlebell.
A Big Bertha, and it's still sitting in Glenn's garage because he refuses to move it. I moved it from Cal Strength to Glenn's truck, from the truck to the moving truck, from the moving truck to his garage, and that's where it has stayed. He refuses to move it, so... But the whole premise of the article was talking about how doing heavy kettlebell swings in excess of 200, 300, 400 pounds. I'd like to see a 400-pound kettlebell be swung, by the way. But it was saying that doing heavy swings like that can take the place of deadlifts or cleans in your training program. I don't think it meant as much as snatches. But it was more just in terms of like heavy posterior chain barbell movements. And while I could see their point with that, I laughed also because somebody who it may not be technically proficient in the clean or the snatch, or, just doesn't like deadlifting or something like that, is going to go and grab a, 100-pound kettlebell or 120-pound kettlebell, swing it for a couple sets of 10 and be like, oh, it's the same thing, and then walk away. And I just shook my head reading articles like that because I think there could be a little bit more clarification with certain things like that.
Yeah, and then again with articles, you're missing a lot of the in between stuff.
Yeah, exactly.
So maybe that coach only uses that for when the athletes are already pretty strong and they just need to give them a break.
That's probably what I assumed it was meant for, but like I said,
it gives that idea that you're going to get to the gym and then you're going to have your personal trainer come in there and they're going to be like, there's this article on this very scientific website, and they say you only have to do this, or you can pay me $90 an hour, and we're going to do this.
Science has proven that'll work.
Peerreviewed.com.
Peerreviewed.com.
So there was another one, something about a master in the dumbbell snatch.
Yeah, so if you search how to improve the snatch, like the first article that comes up is something with 10 things on it. And it's a ridiculous article. It says something along the lines of you need to master the dumbbell snatch, one-arm dumbbell snatch, before you do anything else.
That sounds legit.
So, those are two totally different movements. I don't know how somebody even thinks that those are relatable. Because on a dumbbell snatch, you do pull with your arms, and you would shrug and pull. But a barbell movement, you're going to lift with your hips. You can't really use your hips on a dumbbell movement. So I thought that was kind of interesting.
You'll be hitting more than your hips off that thing.
Yeah.
I've tried doing that one time, and I think I just accidentally tried to use my hips because I didn't know how to do it. Yeah, it didn't work out too well.
Might bust your nuts up, man.
You'll mess something up doing that for sure.
But yeah, and then the last thing was jump and shrug, so I took the opportunity to forward that article off to Don McCauley so he could have a good laugh.
Oh. You want to get Don going about anything, just send him the article and he'll do the rest.
Oh, yeah. That'll.
There was something he was going on and on about with weightlifting.com or something like that. It was some random website that I think he shared and posted like 3 or 4 times in one day on it.
Yeah, well, I think USAW has teamed up with weightlifting.com.
Oh, is that what it is?
And I don't think weightlifting.com really has anything to do
with weightlifting.
It's got some like fitness challenges on there or something. I took a glance at it for a second, but it just seems like an odd partnership. But who knows? So Tom, I see. What size shirt do you wear?
I'm in between a 2 and a 3.
So I see that you got a shirt on right now. It's a pretty legit shirt.
It is a legit shirt. I have this, and I have a pretty nice little bumper sticker up in my locker to go with it.
He is wearing a Sisu Strength and Conditioning / CrossFit Smithfield shirt, which is my gym out in Smithfield.
Oh, is that where it's located?
Yep, Smithfield. If it didn't give it away,
I didn't get
very
that
descriptive names. And yeah, we have a couple weightlifting meets that we're gonna try to hold there throughout the year, and just want to let people know about it. The first one's gonna be July 13th. Just a little local meet, and not sanctioned or anything. Just get some time on the platform to get some practice.
If you were in the area and want to do a meet, I shouldn't say need a meet. If you want to get involved in a meet, these would be perfect opportunities to do something like that.
Yeah, and hopefully we'll be able to, on a couple of these non-sanctioned ones, we might be able to break the rules a little bit. Travis was talking about something, and we can have like a lift-off where we have 2 platforms facing each other and kind of make competition go that way. I actually did something like that.
That would be cool.
Except this doesn't really count because I was going against Suzanne, and
that doesn't count.
But it was a lot of fun because she would lift and she'd be up at a relatively heavy weight, and it was just motivating because we'd just kind of go back and forth, and it was fun.
What's that song? What was that thing? The Battle of the Banjos or something, or Dueling Banjos? That's all I'm thinking about right now while this is going on. While you and Suzanne, I'm thinking of you and Suzanne lifting together is the Dueling Banjo song in my head.
Oh, I don't think I've seen that one. I'll have to look that one up.
Google that shit.
Yep.
Well, if you had 2 platforms facing each other and you said, hey, you got 5 minutes to max out your snatch, and then kind of went through that process, that'd be interesting.
It would be.
It would change the whole dynamic because you got to take big jumps, you got to change your own weights and all that kind of crap. It's kind of like a CrossFit competition in a way, or like 7 minutes or something. You could change the time frame. Another thing that we were talking about is, what else would change the dynamics of a competition is if you had a competition. So obviously it wouldn't be sanctioned because you couldn't have the score count. But if you snatch first, or
you mean clean and jerk first?
Yeah.
Oh, good Lord.
I was like, what are you?
Yes, if you clean and jerk first.
Groundbreaking.
Sorry. Yeah, that'd be groundbreaking if you snatch first. Sorry, guys. No, in all seriousness, if you clean and jerked first, it would totally change the strategy of weightlifting. I mean, what do you think about that?
That doesn't sound like fun. I mean, it sounds like fun, but that would really mess with some people. Like, that would really throw some people off.
Get some variety in there.
Somebody like me, that'd be great, because I'm better at the clean and jerk than the snatch, and I can put up probably a bigger number because I won't be tired from the snatch. But
well, typically, actually, it would favor the person who is a better snatcher. And the reason being is because in the snatch, typically when you go into a competition, you have set numbers. You at least know your opener and second attempt. Like, those are not going to change no matter what. And your third attempt is usually based on the competition and or how the second attempt felt. And then in the clean and jerk, you just kind of open with something reasonable, and then you can take a big jump if you're already in second and need to get first, or something like that. But and that kind of setup favors the clean and jerk, because if you're a better clean and jerker, you have the last attempt, and you can be out there with the weight that you need to win. But if you clean and jerk first, you would have to change your strategy on the clean and jerk and have a set first, second, and third attempt. And then the snatcher would be able to make a big jump to try to make a PR, and they would know what weight they needed because they would be on the platform last.
I was going to say, another interesting competition thing I've heard of people doing, I don't know of too many people that have done this. I think they did it at like a meet out by Gale Hatch. I could be wrong. But what they did was they did teams of 3. And it was the total lifted by the entire team, and that's how they determined, who won. And they had somebody sponsored up like some really nice prizes or whatever for the top 2 teams in both the men and the women category. And I thought that was a cool concept to do.
Yeah, I mean, that sounds pretty fun too.
Because not only are you worried about what you're lifting, but you want to make sure other people on your team are having to pick the right attempts and everything. So who knows?
Yeah. Well, if everybody here can't tell that Travis likes strategy and he likes to play chess.
Yeah, he does.
So that would be kind of interesting. This to make a little twist on weightlifting meets.
Yeah. So actually, you kind of stole my thunder, Tom. We were gonna make a competition here sometime after Nationals. It's going to be Team Beard versus Team Babyface, which is pretty much going to be exactly the same thing. We're going to come up with James, Tim, and is there any other beards in the gym right now?
Trevor has what he likes to refer to as a beard.
Oh, you know what? Yeah, he actually is growing a beard, but he showed up with a baby face. So.
He did show up with a baby face. So it's very patchy, though.
If we tell him about it in a month in advance, he can grow a pretty good beard.
So it'd be us 4, and then you, Caleb, Mike.
I mean, we haven't. There's plenty of baby faces in the gym, so we could come up with a few.
Well, we gotta wait till Dean gets here, because Dean's got a beard, because then it'd be 5-on-5. Otherwise, it'd be 4-on-5.
Okay, well, we gotta make sure that the totals add up, correctly.
Well, if I'm thinking correctly, 4-on-5 with a bearded team being 4 is still an advantage.
I know, but we don't want to beat him that bad. We gotta bring Dean in. We'll have Dean. I think Dean's got a beard. I don't know. I've never seen Dean. Any of you guys know?
I think so.
Okay, well then there you go.
Well, yeah. So anyways, so my idea was to kind of have like the dueling platform thing. So we got 2 platforms facing each other. We might have like me and Trevor go out there in the snatch, me and James go out there in the snatch, something like that. We got 10 minutes to work up on the snatch, 5 minutes, something like that. Then we got the next group of guys that are going to snatch against each other, and we go through that with the snatch.
Dibs on Mike.
Then we go through that in the clean and jerk, and we're not going to match everybody up evenly. So, yeah, so, I mean, I think that's an awesome idea, and I think that'd be an awesome video.
That would make Fridays interesting.
And it might solve the all this talk about what's better, a beard, not a beard.
Well, there's not really a debate, but if you want to try and discuss this, we can.
Well, I'm a master debater, Tom.
This is true, you are. So I'm not gonna.
No, I'm just kidding. But in all seriousness, there's pros and cons to both. I mean, do your wives get mad that you have beards?
I wouldn't say she gets mad. I had to trim it though. She was going to Chicago for like 9 days, and you guys saw my hair. My hair was getting pretty long there. It was going like past my eyes. My beard was pretty long. I hadn't trimmed it, and I FaceTimed her, and when the first time, she hadn't seen me in like 3 days, and she's like, if you think I'm kissing you looking like that, you're dead wrong. So I went and trimmed my beard, went and got a haircut. So it can be bothersome at times, but
yeah, the mustache is what Stephanie gets on me about.
Yeah, no mustache.
If I don't trim my mustache, she'll come up to me and she'll just take her fingernails and she'll like stick them in the side of my face, and she's like, "That's what it feels like when you kiss me." Trim
Wow.
it. Oh yeah, no, she lets me know.
There you go.
Yeah, so if I come up to practice, I got scratches all over my face. I mean, you guys know what's going on.
Although the way your facial hair grows, there was right after I think it was the American Open, you were doing all kinds of crazy designs and patterns and stuff. And I mean, you can pull off some pretty awesome looking facial hair.
Oh yeah,
my options are limited, but yours are endless.
I can make myself fit very many different characters.
Yeah, you can.
I could be the
the bare knuckle boxer was the best one, where you had the little like chop looking thing coming down into a
mutton chops.
Yeah, that was pretty.
Oh yeah, there was kind of a joke on that. We were talking about straps in the last episode, and there was one of the, so James doesn't use straps, or he kind of stopped a while back, and with the bare knuckle boxer, it's had a picture, and it was like, what do they call that? Memes or whatever.
The overly manly man.
Yeah, the overly manly man. They had what was it? Weightlifting straps. You mean my fingers?
Yeah, that was yeah. And at the time, James had his beard all trimmed up. It looked just like that guy. So we were always bringing those into the gym and showing him because we thought they were comical.
Glenn made me get into that stance and took a picture of me.
He did.
He put it on the intro of some movie or something, or one of those weightlifting videos.
Yeah. Not James, but Glenn's a sucker for that kind of stuff.
So when James has the handlebar mustache in the Geo, gets pulled over a lot though.
Have you ever grown out just like the mustache to curl it with like the wax, or no?
No, I mean I've had a mustache long enough to do that, but I never really got into it.
I have a couple buddies that have done that, and it looks pretty awesome. I think you should.
But legitimately, me and Travis got pulled over when I had that handlebar mustache. I guarantee you that we would not have gotten pulled over if we didn't look like straight creepers. Because that guy was like, "Oh, you ran a stop sign," and clearly we did not run a stop sign.
Yeah.
And he ended up not giving us a ticket, pulled me out of the car and all that stuff, and questioned me.
It's funny you mentioned your Geo. The first car I ever drove was an '86 Ford Taurus with a hole in the door, and it had no muffler. You'd be surprised how many times I got pulled over for the same stuff. It was the first car. I was all proud of myself. I paid for it myself, but Beth used to make fun of me when I'd come to pick her up for dates, that she could hear me turning turning onto her block to come pick her up.
Yeah,
I could get pulled over in that thing all the time for the same things.
I just tweeted a picture of Dwayne the Rock Johnson, and it's him in a little car, and he's got flexing his arm out the window, and what was the caption? It was like,
"It doesn't matter the size of the car that you drive; it's the size of the arm hanging out of it."
Yep. So I do that the optical illusion thing. I make myself look huge, even though I'm a 77.
And I responded that you need to start driving a remote control car if that's the case.
I mean, if I had a remote control car that I could drive around, you can bet I would be doing that.
Get your little Vespa.
Yeah, I'd look like Tom trying to get into the NASCAR car.
Dude, yeah, that's not good.
So I did not realize when we were talking about the NASCAR drivers, Glenn was throwing out some facts, and he was like, most NASCAR drivers are like 5'5" and 140 pounds. And I'm like, no way. That's a tiny person, right?
Yeah.
I mean, on TV, how big do you think Jeff Gordon is?
I personally think they're like normal sized people, 6 foot, 200 pounds, something like that.
No, I looked up Jeff Gordon. He's I think he's like 5'10", 150.
Google it.
Are you serious?
Yeah, Jeff Gordon's and he's one of the taller ones, I think.
Well, I mean, the thing you're talking, it's funny you mention all like these NASCAR drivers. A couple of the CrossFits I work at are up in like Mooresville, Concord, or whatever, and that's where all the drivers are. Like they have their houses. Like going from like CrossFit Mooresville, where it used
5'7", 150 for Jeff Gordon.
Are you serious?
Oh yeah, Dale Earnhardt Jr. was the tall one, I think.
Really?
Yeah, I think he was the one that was 5'10" or 6 foot.
5'8".
Yeah.
So we're
6 foot.
So we're saying Mike could be a NASCAR driver.
But he only weighs 165 pounds. He's a lanky dude. But on TV, I mean, these dudes look big.
When he's standing next to
Well now. I weigh in at 169, Travis.
Yeah, but how tall are you?
5'8".
Exactly.
How tall? 6 foot? Well, yeah.
Yeah, he's a lanky
I mean,
dude.
that's super lanky. I mean,
it's kind of like Ryan, but 20, 30 pounds lighter than Ryan. I mean, that's how Ryan's built.
Well, yeah, I thought that was crazy. So it was funny to see Glenn and Tom get in the NASCAR car or attempt to.
I attempted to. I don't know how. I don't think Glenn got in there. They had to like open the door or something and let him in, or like pop up, like make that thing wider. I could not get my shoulders in that thing. I tried. Wasn't fun.
Well, so real quick, we're gonna start wrapping this up. What's next for you? You're competing. You're competing at nationals.
Obviously, yes. And then this weekend, a bunch of us are going down to Columbia, South Carolina. We're competing at Summer Strong, which is put on by Sorinex. It's a smaller kind of like a festival sort of thing. There's gonna be speakers and booths and stuff like that. All different kinds of sporting competitions going on. But a bunch of us are going down to compete in the weightlifting portion. So it'll be good to go down there, see some people that I haven't seen in a while, and hopefully meet some new people and get some different ideas and stuff.
So actually, the A session totals are kind of interesting, like especially in the heavyweight. I mean, the A session total is 345. Is that right?
Yep.
I mean, I personally think that that's really high. Like, I can't even think of more than. I mean, I'm thinking of like 5 people who are going to go there and make that total.
Yeah.
Before nationals. I mean, there's a couple more people out there, but not everyone's going to be at nationals. And I personally think they way overestimated that total. Anyways, Tom's best total is 341 in the meet. Is that right?
Yes.
And so you got to go down there and hit that 345. Make sure you're in the A session so you can battle for the medals.
Yep. And we got a couple other guys that got to go down and either get a total, and Trevor's in the same situation. He's trying to get in the A session too, so he can be in the running for a medal.
Yeah, definitely.
And then you guys are leaving, or James, you leave Friday, tomorrow, and you leave Sunday, don't you, to go to the Pan Ams, go to Venezuela?
Yeah.
That's exciting to me.
Yeah, no, definitely. It should be fun. So when you guys are hearing this, we're already going to be in Venezuela. We recorded a couple episodes in advance because we're going to be down in Venezuela. And so yeah, we're looking forward to it, and hopefully hopefully it goes well. I hope we get down there safely and we can get some sleep before
I
we
would
weigh
say
in.
that. Most importantly, getting down there safely is key. And then everything else is what it is.
But yeah, I think everybody's just basically everybody else is training for nationals. Obviously, they're going to be going down there to make their A session totals because we want as many people in the A session so they can battle for medals. And yeah, anything else, Tom?
No, I'm good. Thanks for having me on, guys. I appreciate it.
All right, well, go ahead and throw it out there again. Throw out the strength agenda, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, if you guys need any good recipes, nutrition articles, or recovery techniques, we do a lot of videos and stuff on that. Get a lot of guest posts and stuff. Check out thestrengthagenda.com, and there's a Twitter and a Facebook page, and hopefully you can find something on there that'll help you guys out. Thanks again, guys, for having me. Appreciate it.
Yeah, thanks for coming on, Tom.
Yeah, we're gonna wanna have Tom on here a little bit more, so hopefully the timing will work out.
Absolutely.
Check us out on Twitter at WLiftingScoop, and just search the Weightlifting Scoop on Twitter. We're a little more active on there now. Put out some funny stuff, some serious stuff, and check out my blog, Toes of Strength. I've been posting a couple blogs up there, and yeah, James.
Yeah, and I am working towards getting a little bit more active on my Twitter. I've done pretty good. I've either tweeted or I've retweeted every day this week. So that's at James Tatum 8. Check that out. Also check out JamesTatumUSA.com and CrossFitSmithfield.com.